Hi guys, it's Mandy from Mandyleeplays. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do another beginner's guide to RPGs. And we are living in the middle of what people might call the second golden age of RPGs. This guide will be your companion to navigating all the good games in the RPG genre. With all that being said, let's get into the video. So the first one on the list is Pokemon. Now Pokemon is a big household name. Chances are you've probably heard of Pokemon, played Pokemon, or even hated on Pokemon. So I make it no secret that I'm not jiving well with the modern Pokemon games, but what they do really good is have this game where you don't really need to know much to enjoy it. It is really easygoing, and by its nature, it's made for new people to get into it. As someone who grew up with these games, I can attest to their accessibility and beginner-friendly mechanics. And for better or for worse, it keeps a constant gameplay style that has been with it since the 90s. There's no need to worry about feeling lost or overwhelmed with any of the games in the series. If you're looking for a Pokemon game with accessibility and ease of access, then I would suggest starting with Sword and Shield and or Scarlet and Violet. Now these games are notoriously bad in a sense where graphics and performance, but if you don't really care about it, if you really don't care about it, then there are awesome games to begin with. If you have a 3DS, then I recommend Black and White or Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They're both solid options, and in my opinion, the Pokemon games on the 3DS are the best Pokemon games. Then there's Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Those are super fun. Pokemon as a whole is not known to be a difficult series. Overall, I highly recommend starting with Pokemon if you haven't, as a quintessential starting point to get into RPGs. Now time for the real good ones, because the next one is Final Fantasy VII Remake Edition. If you're looking for a more mature gaming experience and Pokemon is not your vibe, then I highly recommend the Final Fantasy series. While it may seem daunting at first with over 16 games to choose from, I suggest starting with Final Fantasy VII, specifically the remake. The remake is available on the PlayStation 4 and 5. But it's important to note that the Final Fantasy VII Remake is not a completed game. It actually has parts to it. So right now we have the remake Intergrade, but Rebirth, which is the second part of the game, is coming out next year. Final Fantasy VII is the most well-known iteration of the series, with characters like Cloud and Sephiroth being recognized by many gamers. The game's captivating story puts you in the driver's seat of a thrilling adventure. If turn-based RPGs aren't your thing, then action RPG gameplay might be more of your style, making it a wonderful starting point for anyone interested in diving into the world of Final Fantasy. If you beat the Final Fantasy remake, then I really encourage you to play the original, which is widely available on the PC, Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. You could get it almost anywhere. I don't think it's on the Xbox though. Poor Xbox. The next one is another Square Enix game, Kingdom Hearts. Which one? Well, I'll get to you on that, because Kingdom Hearts has a very notorious reputation when it comes to the RPG scene. A lot of people say it's confusing and it doesn't make sense, and while I do agree on some point with that, it's still a very fun game and it's easy for newcomers to get into gameplay wise. Story wise, let me explain. So if you don't want to dive into Final Fantasy, don't worry, there's an alternative that's more your speed. Enter Kingdom Hearts, a game that's widely available on multiple platforms including PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. There is a Switch version, but it's on the cloud, so it's cloud gaming on the Switch. It's very bad. I don't recommend it at all. Unlike Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts has a story that's interconnected. Does it make sense? Probably not, but it's interconnected. And it slowly unfolds as you progress into the games. Now, I made a video about the order of Kingdom Hearts like a real long time ago. It's freaking ancient at this point, but I'm just gonna simplify it here for you guys. First, you're gonna want to play Kingdom Hearts 1, and the next game, Rechain of Memories, because it takes place between 1 and 2, and there's some context clues in there to help you with the story in Kingdom Hearts 2. And the next game is Kingdom Hearts 2, which is personally my favorite. Which leads me to the last one, Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, very good for beginners, I think. But I put this game mainly because of the gameplay. It is very simple to grasp. The game's real-time combat system allows players to jump into the action without being overwhelmed by a complex mechanic, with a vast array of skills that he, Donald, and Goofy can obtain. And it's very flashy, especially in Kingdom Hearts 3. Ooh, it is very flashy. And it's an absolute blast to go through the various Disney-themed worlds and meet familiar heroes along the way. While the stories can be convoluted, it's still a very fun experience, and I highly recommend you check it out if you want to get into RPGs and you're not scared of the story and you like Disney characters and Final Fantasy characters. Before we get into the next game, I want to say that if you're liking this video and you're finding it helpful, then please hit that like button. I would appreciate it. Or subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, or share it around to someone else who might want to see it as well. Alright, we good? We good. Moving on. Now, number 4 is a very weird game that I added in, but hear me out. That is Super Mario RPG. To me, it's a fantastic choice to newcomers who are just venturing into the world of RPGs. What's even better is a remake of the game is releasing soon, so it has a lot of quality of life improvements and graphical improvements. Stepping into the shoes of Mario, players get to experience the Mushroom Kingdom and encounter iconic characters like Peach, Bowser, as well as original characters like Mallow and Geno. Now, I'm in the camp that really enjoys Mario games when they're in RPGs. Paper Mario and Mario & Luigi series are one of my favorite RPGs because I just think it works so well. The humor and storylines never fail to put a smile on my face. And the granddaddy of them all is Super Mario RPG, so I'm really excited to play this game, like really excited. Woo, I can't wait to tell you guys my thoughts and everything. Should I stream it? Let me know in the comments down below. So let's bump the difficulty even more with the strategy RPG. For this one, I picked Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, I was gonna add Fire Emblem Engage, but really thinking about it, it's not really good for newcomers, mainly because the story is really bad, and the characters who are the emblems, you probably won't even know them, so it could kind of be confusing in that department as well. So that's why I chose Three Houses. Yay! The story in Three Houses is compelling and well developed. The world is rich with political intrigue, personal relationships, and epic battles. Now, in Three Houses, there's a lot of characters, like a lot of them, and it could kind of be overwhelming at first, but once you pick your house and your characters, it's easy sailing from there, and the story is just very captivating because it doesn't really involve anything fantasy-ish. I mean, there are dragons and stuff, but the greatest story plot points is about the political intrigue in the houses and the lords of the lands. And another good point is this game will keep you occupied for a ton of hours. There are 3 different houses, and depending on which house you choose, you get a different story outcome. The tactical turn-based combat system in Three Houses strikes a nice balance between strategy and accessibility. Also, the game gradually introduces players to its mechanics. Overall, Fire Emblem Three Houses strikes a balance between engaging storytelling, accessible gameplay, and strategic depth. Next on the list, we're getting a bit 2D with Paper Mario. Now, I want to say that I recently released a Paper Mario video talking about the 6 things I want to change in the new Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. That video did really bad, like really bad. So if you get to this point and you haven't watched it and you want to, then please go ahead and watch it. I would appreciate that. I think the Paper Mario series is perfect for newcomers. It has humor, it has charm, great gameplay, and I personally love them so much. So here are all the Paper Mario games thus far. We have Paper Mario 64, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Super Paper Mario, Paper Mario Color Splash, Sticker Star, and the Origami King. And I guess Paper Jam, but that's just a mix between Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario, but I'll still put it in here. 7 Paper Mario games. If you want to play Paper Mario 64, it is on the NSO app. If you want to play the Origami King, it's on the Nintendo Switch, and the Thousand Year Door remake is coming for the Nintendo Switch next year. Sticker Star is on the 3DS, but we don't talk about Sticker Star because it's kind of really bad. And fun fact, Paper Mario was supposed to be the sequel to Super Mario RPG, but Nintendo decided to spin it off into its own series instead. Anyways, in most of the Paper Mario games, you're introduced to a paper-crafted version of the Mushroom Kingdom. The things I really love about Paper Mario is the art style. It has this crafted feel because, you know, it's paper. The art style is appealing to the eye, it's very colorful and cute. Like Mario and Luigi, the humor is what sells a lot of people to the game, and I love how the dialogue is so out of pocket sometimes. Man, I love this series. Now, the gameplay mechanic is where a lot of Paper Mario fans tend to be split in half. Paper Mario 64 and the Thousand Year Door have a more RPG-like mechanic, while in the other games they experimented with the gameplay and a lot of people didn't like it. Now, I would say that Origami King actually has a really fun gameplay mechanic that's very different and refreshing, but Color Splash, in my opinion, took that concept of being different way too far with the whole paint mechanic. The same happened with Sticker Star, and with Super Paper Mario they kind of stuck to the platform roots or something because it plays more like a platformer than an RPG. So that's why the Paper Mario fan base is pretty divided on the gameplay. On one hand you have the classic traditional RPGs, but on the other hand you have like a lot of different mechanics that don't really mesh well. So for the classical RPG gameplay, it's pretty much like I said, it's classical. Mario could do a bounce with his boots and a hammer attack, and you could also perform different attacks depending on who your party member is. I'm not really gonna go in depth into the ones that are not classical RPGs because we'll be here all day, but I do recommend the Origami King. It's really fun with the gameplay. In conclusion, I really recommend these games for RPG beginners. If you found this video helpful, then share it around, and if you have a game you would love to add on the list, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, then hit that like button, and if you like this video and want to see more RPG content, then smack that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. You can find me on my socials in the description down below. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of the day, and as always, play a good game. Peace.